Hello and welcome. Today we're working in managerial accounting, our full course. This is the chapter which it introduces the managerial accounting topics. So we're doing the flow of manufacturing costs. We're doing some missing information, so let's get started. Hey, if you're new, my name is Jeff from Finally Learn. I teach a lot of accounting and finance and financial literacy, so please like, comment, subscribe, and let's get started with this problem on cost flows. So we have two separate problems and we have some missing information. Now here's what we know. We know direct materials, we know direct labor, and we know overhead. It could be called manufacturing overhead or factory overhead. But then we know those three add up to equal our total product cost. And then we have beginning work in process, which we have started but haven't finished. And so we add that, and that would give us total work in process. And then if we subtract out the ending work in process, that gives us cost of goods manufactured. So this is the given information, and we need to work using our knowledge of the cost flows, find the missing information. All right, so two different ways to kind of think through this. We can take materials, labor, and overhead, and we get total manufacturing costs. And we add the beginning work in process, and that will give us total work in process. And we subtract out the ending, and that will give us cost of goods manufactured. Another way to think about it is you can use a T account. You can have beginning plus materials, labor, and overhead. Now the first three, materials, labor, and overhead, are the manufacturing cost or the product cost. So this would be the total. Manufacturing cost would be materials, labor, and overhead. And then if we add the beginning, these four debits would be the total work in process. We subtract out what we didn't finish, the ending work in process, and that will give us cost of goods manufactured. So you can do it the T account way, or you can do kind of this is really the schedule of cost of goods manufactured. So let's do it this way. You can kind of see the relationships, and we have the subtotals built in. So the first thing we know is we do not know direct materials. We need to back in and find that. So the second thing we know is direct labor is $87,400, and our overhead. Now, I can call it manufacturing overhead or MOH, or factory overhead, FOH. So you know that's always going to be the overhead. We can call it a couple of different things. Our total manufacturing cost, or our total product cost. Now I intentionally did this. The problem says total product cost. That's the same thing as manufacturing costs. So what are our total product costs? Materials, labor, and overhead. What's our manufacturing cost? Materials, labor, overhead. Product cost and manufacturing cost are used interchangeably here. Well, what about our direct materials used? We're going to take the total 302 minus the 87 minus the 113, and we end up with our direct materials used. I'm going to make it highlight it so we know that's our answer. Our direct materials must be 102, 100. So we have this given information. Now let's plug in the other bits of information and we can see how to solve. Our total work in process is going to be 344. It's going to be right here. The total work in process is 344, 700. And what else do we know? We know total cost of goods manufactured is 287. All right, so we need to add some number to go from manufacturing cost to total work in process. So if we add going down, we need to subtract going back up. So we do the opposite. So 344 minus 302 is going to give us the work in process, beginning work in process number of 42,000. Now, total work in process, 344 minus some number equals cost of goods manufactured. That number is ending work in process. So we're going to take 344 minus the 287. So our ending work in process, in this case for Juliet, must be 57,400. So I think this is probably the easier way to do it. You certainly can start plugging in, and you need to know that these three equal total product cost, and these four equal total work in process. But it all works out where we have the same information, and you can get the ending work in process will be one of the numbers that you calculate. All right, let's do the next one, the kilo. So we have direct materials. We know this one in this case. We have direct materials used. I'm going to go through and just plug in what we know, and then we can solve for what we don't know. Overhead, we know that is $6,700. We know our total product cost or total manufacturing cost is $26,400. We know our beginning work in process is $7,200. We know our ending work in process is $4,400. So now we've plugged in. Here's how you do these problems. You need to know the format. You can't do this problem unless you know this format. You need to know materials plus labor plus overhead equals total manufacturing cost plus beginning work in process gives us total work in process minus or less ending work in process gives us cost of goods manufactured. You just can't look at it and say, okay, what would that number be? You're going to have to plug it in the format, plug in what you know, and solve for what you don't know. All right, direct labor used is going to be part of the total manufacturing cost or total product cost. So 26 minus the direct materials and minus the overhead will give us our direct labor. So that number right there is a number we calculated. 7,100 is the answer for direct labor used. Our total work in process is going to be the 26,000 plus the 7,000, and that's going to be 33,600. And then to get cost of goods manufactured, we take the 33,600 minus the 4,400, and that's going to equal 29,200. So those are our missing information and our cost flows. I hope this is helpful.